Singapore is exploring measures like installing polders to guard against rising sea levels. But experts we spoke with say such systems will be expensive to maintain, and the country needs to look at ways to reduce potential damage to the environment. June Low with more.
Singapore is looking at measures to build up its coastal defences, with sea levels set to rise by up to 1 metre by the end of the century. Polders like this are one option it's looking at. It's a low-lying tract of land reclaimed from the sea, enclosed by a dike or wall to prevent seawater from entering. A network of drains and pumps will be used to control the water levels. While these systems have been effective in countries like the Netherlands, experts CNA spoke with warn that there could be a high price tag, both financially and for the environment.
To keep these pumps running in the context of rising sea levels requires more and more energy. Currently, Singapore is using fossil fuels. It will become progressively more expensive in the future. We don't know the exact amount of cost to try and in the future to maintain these pumps, but it's very likely that it will become more expensive.
Other measures include a second pump house to drain water out of Marina Reservoir into the sea, and reclaiming a series of offshore islands from Marina East to Changi. But experts say Singapore must first invest in robust and accurate studies on the effect of climate change before it moves forward. For example, findings on how various areas of the island are impacted by sea level rise can help the government prioritize which district it wants to safeguard. Researchers also say infrastructure projects to protect Singapore could damage the marine ecosystem, but a balance can be found through engineering solutions.
This would mean enhancing coral reefs, seagrass beds, mangroves, on the outside of those seawalls, and it is quite possible to incorporate all these approaches. If you don't do this, then I think it's just winning the battle just on one front. If we want to do this, we may as well win the battle on all fronts. So not just to protect against rising sea level, but also enhance biodiversity.
Ultimately, experts say Singapore must cut emissions to truly stem the tides. In a Facebook post, Senior Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam urged more to do their part by making recycling a way of life and changing habits. Mr. Tharman said with innovation, Singapore can tackle carbon emissions over time without lowering standards of living.